Life is highs and lows, wins and losses, successes and struggles. It's all of it, which is what makes it so beautiful. So what if instead of chasing 100% happiness or 100% success or 100% highs or 100% profit, what if we seek growth instead? What if we lean into the discomfort? Because here's the truth. Entrepreneurship and growth is uncomfortable at any phase or stage, so you might as well lean into it. What's up, ladies, and welcome to another episode of the Millionaire Girls Club podcast. I'm your host, Jill Stanton, and I am so jazzed you hit play on today's episode because today is dedicated to those moments where you feel like life kind of sucks. Those moments where you're all, fuck this. It shouldn't be this hard still. Those moments where you just want to ugly cry. Those moments where the only thing that really sounds that fun is day drinking. Those moments where you're like, is it supposed to feel this bad? Because I thought once I crossed six figures, it would get easier. Those moments where you're all like, why do I even want a business? This is a whole bunch of bullshit. Have you ever had one of those moments? If you're like me, you're like, yeah, I've had like 3 this week. And if you're also like me, you've probably wondered, is it just me? Like, is everyone putting up with this emotional turmoil, or am I just doing something wrong over here? That's what I want to talk about today, because those moments really used to get me down. Those moments would be some of my darkest moments, because deep down, I didn't think I was supposed to have those moments. Can you relate to that? Because that's not what everyone shows online, right? Meaning the only thing you really see online for the most part is how easy all these entrepreneurs have it, how good their day is, or how cute their latte art is that day, or how well their launch is crushing it and making bank, how badass their team is. And it can really be a mindfuck for us. And I used to make that mean something disempowering about me. Like maybe I'm not smart enough to do this. Maybe I'm not as good of an entrepreneur as them. Maybe I'm a subpar wife or a crappy mom. And it wasn't until I had this shift that things got easier and more joyful for me. And here's the shift. Life isn't supposed to be perfect all the time. That's not how life inherently is. Life is contrast. Life is good and bad, hard and easy, fun and boring, right? Successful and stressful, happy and sad, high and low. That's contrast. And that's what gives entrepreneurship the thrill we seek, because I'm telling you right now, if it was all easy, you wouldn't even be able to enjoy it because you wouldn't have anything to compare the easiness to. Same with happiness. If you were happy all the time, you wouldn't even feel it because you wouldn't have the sadness or the frustration to compare it to. And the only time things feel really miserable is when we assume that we shouldn't experience that contrast, or that other entrepreneurs don't experience that kind of contrast, that they somehow have it easy all the time. Because that's what most people show online, right? But that's not real life. Life is contrast. Like I said, life is highs and lows, wins and losses, successes and struggles. It's all of it, which is what makes it so beautiful. So what if instead of chasing 100% happiness or 100% success or 100% highs or 100% profit, what if we seek growth instead? What if we lean into the discomfort? Because here's the truth. Entrepreneurship and growth is uncomfortable at any phase or stage, so you might as well lean into it. Because it never gets easier, you just get better. And the more you experience that, the more you appreciate that contrast, it will be the only thing that allows you to appreciate the highs, because you learn so much in the lows. So lean into it. Stop making the contrast or the failures mean something about you. Like, I'm not cut out for this, or I thought it would be easier once I crossed 6 figures, or maybe I'm not smart enough to do this, or maybe my programs suck. That is the meaning you are giving to this experience. And you can just as easily choose to give it a new meaning. Something like you are getting better and stronger at this. You're learning what to do and you're learning what not to do. You're building skills that facilitate millions of dollars. You're building self-awareness. You're increasing your comfort zone, which is huge because your comfort zone is an indicator of your wealth zone. And if you don't start embracing the contrast and leaning into that discomfort, your circumstances will absolutely stay the same. However, if you lean into the discomfort, you expand your ability to generate more success, more impact, more wealth, more freedom, because I'm telling you right now, that stuff does not come from comfort zones. And I get so heated about this because so many entrepreneurs think that if they have a desire and it doesn't come flooding into their life at breakneck speeds, then well, damn, it must not be meant for them. And this is such limited thinking because it is all coming into your life. In fact, right now, the universe, God, the higher power, whatever, is bringing you the circumstances and experiences you need in order to expand into this next level of yourself. Because straight up, certain things we want require a certain level of experience or skills in order to have or experience what we want. For example, I've seen so many entrepreneurs get all up in their head because their launches didn't hit their goal, but it ended up making 6 figures plus, but it's still not quote unquote good enough for them. Have you ever thought or experienced something like that in your business? Be honest. Have you ever downplayed a certain amount of people saying yes to an offer? Have you ever set a big goal and then not hit it, but made huge progress in the direction of it, but yet it doesn't feel that exciting or satisfying? If so, here's what I want you to hear, especially if you've ever had less people buy and you felt disappointed. That all happened because on an energetic or an operational level, you aren't ready for that influx of customers or abundance. Now, I'm not saying that you don't deserve it. Of course you deserve it. That's not even a debate, right? I'm saying on an energetic or operational capacity level, you aren't a match yet. So what if instead of vilifying, I only made 100K, you realize that you have the chance to experience how to handle that many people and rock that many worlds. And as you expand that skill set and get them results, well, then you will have expanded your capacity to handle more and more, which means it is all happening. You're just choosing to not appreciate it, which is causing it to slow right down. And I know you've heard me say this again, or you've heard me say it before, but I'm gonna say it again. It's that focus on what you don't want or like that is prolonging it. Because the universe doesn't really have a sense of humor, right? So if your focus is constantly on your promos not hitting your goals, or your monthly income not being where you want it to be, or your relationship not being what you want it to be, and you keep focusing on the lack of what you want, even if you think you're focusing on what you want, but deep down, you're focusing on what isn't there, the universe will be like, okay, cool. This chick seems to really focus on the lack of this thing, so I'm just going to do her a solid and bring her more of that. And that is why I don't shut up about identifying what you currently believe, because you can't change what you don't acknowledge. And if your business or life isn't where you want it to be, the best thing you could do for yourself is to take note of where your attention is, because you don't have to keep repeating the same habits. You don't have to keep settling for less than what you want. But if you want to change all of that, you are going to have to upgrade the way you think. Thankfully, you have this show to help you do just that. Speaking of that, if this episode jived with you and if it gave you a little loving kick in the pants that you needed, or if it gave you an aha, I would love for you to snap a pic of this episode, post it to your IG stories. Please tag me at the Millionaire Girls Club and share the one thing that resonated with you. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the show on YouTube or iTunes and click the subscribe button. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode and sharing it with your friends. It truly does mean the world to me, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.